Good morning, and it's a nice, cool Wednesday, and welcome to another morning coffee with Marcaida. So today's thing to think about on a Wednesday is you have the saying, train the way you fight, fight the way, or rather, fight the way you train. So if you think about train the way you fight, fight the way you train. If I train this way in boxing all the time, when I get into the fight, chances are I will also fight this way, hopefully if you're trained properly. If you're training the blade to cut this way when training, hopefully in the fight, you will also cut this way when you bring out the skills to defend yourself. Well and good, and I do believe it is the way to go when you're trying to definitely get the muscle memory in there. But let's go a little bit into the idea of the fight. So, if you train the way you fight, you'll fight the way you train. Question, where do you train? So if you train in the ring, and you get to do all this in the ring, hopefully in the outside, when you get into a fight, you get to do it too. But are you in the ring on the outside? Same thing with the dojo. If I train my skills in the dojo to fight a certain way, to roll on the ground a certain way, when I'm on the outside, is it just like the dojo? So where you are when you train also matters, because the dojo probably is the safest place, or the ring is the safest place to be when you're doing these moves, because there are rules, there's a respect of the people teaching you and everything. So what's my point? Instead of saying train the way you fight, how about live the way you train? What do you mean by that? That means, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to happen in real life. The bad things are going to happen outside the dojo. The bad things are going to happen outside the ring, unless I'm going for sport. When I'm outside in life, that's where it's going to happen. So if I'm constantly training to do this, is this the way I walk the streets? If I'm constantly cutting and sidestepping all these motions, is this the way I'm walking all the time? I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe that's the way you do it. But think about it. Training should not only be time set aside on a particular day. Training should happen all the time. Right now I'm training. How am I training? Well, think about it. When I'm able to pick something up, I'm able to move that motion I just did a flick. If I'm able to pick something up and look at it this way, I can move it over here and then hit it. Or if I'm scratching my back, I throw an elbow up there. If I'm covering up, fixing my hair, fix my hair this way, that's some sign of this, right? So, if I'm turning a doorknob, that's twisting a wrist. So training should be part of your life. It's the way you live. I always say, at least in the training that we do, is you train outside the mind. Indoors is the actual motion. So I train this. If I walk this way, guess what? I'm going to learn to hit this way. If I learn to pick up or pull something this way, pull something to take it, I can pull something and see it that way. If I give something to you, I give something to you. So, if you think about the parallels of how training should be, think about it. Training should be part of your life, so that your life is part of training. Live the way you train the way you live. Hopefully this idea will now set you aside an idea that training happens all the time. It should really happen on the outside where it's happening, and you fine-tune it indoors. Doug Marcaida here with your cup of coffee for the Joe. Joe for the morning. Always good to be able to wake up that way. Have a good week, guys.